Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily. If you're new here, hi, I'm the Bronze Wolf. Today I'm going to be continuing playing Black Mirror. This is part 2, so if you missed part 1, you're going to be confused. If you don't go watch part 1 first, I'll have that link below and also up here. So last time we left off, we broke into a very much locked desk in the library. There was 3 puzzles that we had to do. One of them I had to look up because it required math. Anyway, and as soon as we unlocked that and backed out, a mysterious boy startled us and we startled him, and then he was very distraught when he realized that he had scared us, and then ran. So we are gonna jump right back into that and see what all this mess is about. Oh, we didn't go upstairs yet. Oh.
Shame. Attics often speak volumes about the owners of a house.
Ooh. Oh, this is the key we have.
It doesn't fit.
Okay. The T at the bottom. Can I? Yes. Okay, cool. I can do inventory here. Master key. Ah, wrong one. Do that one at the top. Oh, well, maybe that'll do.
Open sesame.
Okay, awesome. Fantastic. Amazing.
Someone's been searching here. Either they didn't have time to clean up, or simply did not care.
I can't move when he speaks like that.
If Father hid the key for me to find, then this means nobody has been able to enter this room since his death. Myths and Legends of the Highlands. From the library, I'd wager.
That was a book that he said that was missing. Okay, he's gonna go around the desk by himself. And look at that.
Everything but the seal.
More photographs.
Just bits and bobs.
Anything else? This movement is so weird. It feels very druggish, like woo, woo. Oh, anything down here? I can't look any further down. Okay, I'm gonna back out of that.
This looks interesting.
Okay, some sort of lock. Can I look at it?
Screwed down tight. Someone didn't want it moved.
Well, what? Okay. Oh, I got a piece of paper off the desk. It might have... Okay. It was just a bit of the photograph then, I think. Maybe they were looking for the paper to unlock that. Oh! There's a drawer down here. There's several drawers. Oh, it's got a false bottom.
Father wouldn't have hidden his papers somewhere as obvious as a desk drawer. Whoever did this would have searched the room after they looked in the desk. Maybe they didn't find what they were looking for.
It's a false bottom. I can see it.
Oh, some sort of secret compartment.
Item added to inventory. Okay. So we're somewhere. The chapel, the family... Okay.
Father's handwriting. The chapel. The family chronicles. I may find answers there.
Anything on the back? Oh. 152. Okay. I was about to say, let me search some more. There.
What a mess. Letters about the day-to-day running of the estate. These might be useful if I decide to live here. The handwriting must be Edward's. Pay half what he asks. Forward to lawyers. Charming. And this one. Your money won't protect you forever. The hangman will catch up eventually. A curse on you and your family. Seems he was as popular as he was pleasant.
Okay.
A local girl goes missing. The concerns have been raised at the disappearance of Cora McKay, a 17-year-old local girl. According to the police, she was last seen leaving her place of work, the Three Kegs Inn, 2 days ago. She is the third person to disappear in recent months, but the circumstances of each have been markedly different. Cora is described as being 4'10", with grey eyes and long dark hair. Anyone with information is urged to contact the constabulary.
Okay, and then... Oh, he's about to read
Why
it.
all the fuss? She is nothing but a peasant. A tavern girl. If you can't keep your blabbermouth shut, don't be surprised if others make sure you get what's coming to you.
This sounds as if Grandfather Edward was willing to take drastic measures to enforce his will.
That's not what the note says, though. Here, I'll go back. It says, while the fuss, she's nothing but a peasant, a tavern girl. Her whimpering and begging drove me to the edge. I disposed of her in the usual fashion. She rests with the others. That's what that says, not whatever he just read back. So, grandfather was a murderer. Okay. I love the Skyrim typeface on these letters.
The signs are there. Deny them at your peril. The ancient evil that inhabits this land has seeped into the very stone of the castle walls. And if you do not tread carefully, it will infect your family.
Contact the constable. Have this witch locked up so she does not bother us again.
I beg you to reconsider, Sir Edward. My family has lived on this land for many generations, and to be told we must leave our own home is too much to bear. Alice, my wife, whom you have met, is beside herself with grief. We have nowhere else to go. I beg you to look inside your heart and allow us to remain.
Oh God, the note. What does that his say?
Have them out by the end of the month.
God. Okay, so grandfather's a murderer and a horrible, horrible person. I said back, God damn it. Do you bring me a sandwich? You bring me a sandwich. Oh, grandfather's a murderer. He killed somebody and wrote it on a piece of paper. Okay, so the one that is supposed to be a 1 isn't here. Is it on the other ring? Okay, it is. So the one that's a 1 is this one. I need to look at it. Yeah, the inner ring is supposed to be that one, unless it's not using the same code. Explore the master study. Okay, so it looks like it must be a different code. Is there something on the desk that I missed? I thought I read it all. Anything? Anything. Is there anything else? Or is it just stuff on this desk? Okay, let's look at our... Let me look at my inventory. Apparatus dial note. The chapel. The family chronicles.
A note about a library. A key and some sort of broken toy. Should I even try to read any real meaning into all of this?
Okay, I'm gonna try and leave and see what happens.
I need to find what Father hid here.
Am I missing something so badly right now? I can only interact with the cipher and the desk. I'm really sorry if it's obvious. I'm actually going to lose my mind. Oh my god. I can move on the cipher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1. I'm going to say this is 1. 5 is the B. 2. I'm so fucking upset.
This castle certainly has its secrets.
I've been here for 20 minutes.
It looks very precise, accurate. A lot of work went into this. There's a bit missing. Hold on. There.
Come on then.
Stop your whining. Stop your whining.
Oof. This is very spooky.
What is that? Oh no.
Wait!
The fuck is happening? Are we gonna start going crazy now?
The boy! Did you see him? Where did he go?
What did I tell you about disturbing me in my study? Are you all right, sir?
What happened, David?
The boy. There was blood and he pushed him down.
Who? Who do you think you saw?
It was his grandfather and his dad. The little boy was his dad.
Him.
So I wasn't wrong. That's what I thought. Chapter 1 completed. Okay, fantastic. Oh my god. That was trippy.
What did you just say, sir?
It's all right.
You're like your father. You can see them too, can't you?
I didn't say anything. But okay.
My father. What did he think he saw?
It ain't my place to say, sir. But
Go on.
begging your pardon, sir, you should go. This place, it drove your father mad.
Drove him? Did he say what or whom he saw?
I'm sure I don't know, sir.
Best not push her too hard. She's scared enough of me already. I've been babbling in my sleep since I was a child. It's nothing to worry about. Poor girl is scared out of her wits.
Of course, sir. Sorry, sir.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
It's Ailsa, sir. Ailsa Crannan. Oh, and Master Andrew asks if you would join him in the library. After breakfast, of course.
Thank you, Miss Crannan.
Something, pulling down that model triggered something, I feel like. I think the deeper we go, the worse it's gonna
Get
get.
a hold of yourself, David.
Oh! Wait! How do I... What am I hitting? There was no instructions. Do I just... Did I win?
I don't remember ever seeing that boy. A faded memory, perhaps? As far as I know, I've never been to this castle before.
My guy, why can't you put it together? That was your papa. You found the note from his therapist to your grandmother.
Nobody else saw the boy or the old man who looked like my grandfather Edward. But it felt real. More even than the daydreams that plagued my childhood.
Aye, and once you're done in the kitchen, go and clean up the cellar. The spiders have made a nest down there. A big one, too. They're crawling everywhere. Master David, nice of you to grace us with your presence.
I appreciate your patience.
I've had the staff prepare some of the finest Scottish delicacies for you. Black pudding, haggis, scrambled eggs
That definitely
with
says
deer
blood
brain,
pudding, but okay.
and bacon. I shot the deer myself, in the local woods.
Mother was never a fan of dishes made from entrails. In this case, she'd be missing out.
Finish breakfast. I guess I could have been an asshole and been like, ew, this is nasty.
Smoking a pipe? I thought that would be beneath her station.
Can I talk to her? Yes. Okay, cool.
Lady Margaret.
You going to ignore me?
David?
May I first apologize for my strange behavior last night? It's just that...
Think nothing of it. You were obviously tired from your travels. Least said, soonest mended.
What kind of man was my grandfather?
Oh, he was magnificent. He was handsome, so handsome, and caring.
Caring enough to knock a defenseless child down the stairs.
All was so very different when he was around.
I don't want to give her another reason to think me mad. This may seem like an unusual question.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't, dear boy.
Have I ever been here before? Is it possible I visited as a child and can no longer remember?
Oh no, you are a stranger to these walls.
And I have a feeling you prefer it stayed that way.
Considering, like, you didn't even realize that she's your grandmother.
The maid. She seemed to be acting strangely, like she was frightened of me.
Yes, well, she's a simple sort, that one. She has probably heard of the curse of the Gordons the locals like to whisper about.
Curse? What curse?
Just a peasant superstition. I would guess she was worried you'd show the same displays of unpredictable violence as your father did.
I never knew my father to be the violent type.
Oh, there are many things you do not know about your father. This is his doing.
What? But how?
Wait, what'd she show?
I'd rather not discuss it, David. And that maid should really keep her mouth shut and locate the earring she lost. She's like a magpie with shiny, expensive things.
Okay,
I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Yes. Oh, and David, the master of the house needs to respect the privacy of those under his roof. Even your father understood that. Sometimes a cabinet is locked for a reason.
Oof.
I was looking for some documents and Andrew had already gone to bed.
I would still appreciate you respecting the rules of this house. You're not its owner quite yet.
Okay, you batty old hag. Oh, is he not here?
David, apologies for not being here to greet you. As the telephone in the castle is not working due to the recent storm, I have had to journey to the village to communicate with my office. Upon my return, I shall show you to the chapel where you can pay your respects to your father. Yours, Andrew Harrison.
Or maybe I'll just head to the chapel myself, just as soon as the weather clears.
Okay. Oh, should I have closed the desk when
This
I was
Dr.
done?
Farber might be useful. Perhaps she could shed some light on Father's final weeks. I should contact her.
Oh, maybe I can't close the desk. Okay. So bright.
Let's see if my trusty key will get this open. Not like this.
Okay. I'm trying to look at it. Okay, T down, circle up, the other one to the side. Okay. I have a feeling it's going to go in sideways. So let's turn it the way that we think it's going to go. Are there only 2 baubles on it to change?
Not like this.
There's a squiggle off to the side and the T is down. Okay. Okay, squiggle to the side. Okay, if it went in like that, that would go there. Like that? Maybe?
Not like this.
So maybe the notch needs to go up. This goes to there. And this goes down. Like that.
Not like this.
I don't know then! Okay, so it's like this. But that's not right.
Not like this.
Ugh. I'm gonna step away from you. Is there anything else to look at while I'm in here? I wonder if I can't yet. I wonder if there's... Oh, I'm stuck. Oh no. I'm stuck. I can't get out of it. It tried to automatically take him to the desk and I can't get out of it. Okay, let's just go back. I can't believe I got freaking stuck. Now it's gonna take 10 years to load. Anything new I can look at? Nope. Alright. Maybe I should go try talk to the maid. Let's go try and talk to the maid. See if we can get anywhere.
Definitely the man I saw last night. But how? Grandfather Edward died before I was even born. Then he'd be in his 70s if he was still alive.
Because he was a ghost. Or not so much a ghost, like he was peering into the past is what I think. Was there anything else that was locked that I might be able to use the master key for? Alright, let's go talk to good old Grandma again if we can.
Maybe you want to have something to ask her about.
The cellar. Where was the cellar? The kitchen area. The kitchen. The kitchen. She would be down in the cellar. I totally forgot about the kitchen interaction. And then we couldn't go into the cellar. But Margaret's supposed... Not Margaret. Ailsa is supposed to be in the cellar cleaning up spooters.
Miss Crannan?
A, B.
I think you may have lost this.
Oh, sir! Oh, thank you, sir. I only wanted to see how it looked in the mirror. I didn't mean to. I was scared to tell her ladyship. Oh, she can have such a temper.
What are you going to do now?
If I can sneak it into the salon, maybe her ladyship will think she lost it there herself.
From what I know about her, I very much doubt her ladyship will. Would you like me to escort you to the cellar?
Wouldn't be proper to ask the owner of the house to do that, sir.
Well, I'm not the owner yet, and you didn't ask.
Very kind of you, sir.
Happy to help. I'll let you know when I'm ready to accompany you down there. Isn't that used for transporting cooked food? Why is there blood in it?
Ugh, the wee scunner thought it would be funny to put one of his dead beasties in it to fear me. He should keep them in the cellar and... Sorry, sir. I'm speaking out of turn.
No, girl, keep going. Get it out.
Did you ever talk to my father?
I was serving here when he... That is to say,
Go on, please.
I didn't think it'd be proper, sir. Lady Margaret said... Oh, sorry, sir. I must get on with my work.
She's as scared of Margaret as she is of the butler. Poor girl. Shall we?
Okay, let's go. Okay, so we know there's a witch. We know Edward was not a very nice man, and I wonder if Lady Margaret was in on her husband's weird delusions and shit, because she obviously reversed him, or did she, like, gaslight herself into being okay with, him?
How cruel of Mr. McKinnon to send her down here alone.
Especially if they're big ol' spiders.
Let's see what we can find down here. This is as close as I get. Otherwise, I'll have them crawling all over me. I have to find a way to eliminate them altogether.
Oh, they're like in the dumbwaiter.
Harsh as it may seem, a proper serving of fire is the only way to get rid of such a widespread infestation. How cruel of Mr. McKinnon to
Okay,
send her
cool.
down
I
here
already
alone.
said that. Alright, I have the candle.
This is as close as I get.
You can't stick the
Otherwise,
candle
I'll
in
have them
there?
crawling all over me. I have to find a way to eliminate them altogether.
Okay. Alcohol?
The water of life. Some of these whiskies are from local distilleries.
We get a
More
Molotov
spirit.
cocktail them?
Not particularly palatable.
Fuck.
But good
Molotov
for cleaning
cocktail them?
and magic tricks. Looks fresh.
Master Eddie's work. He and Mr. McKinnon put it here earlier. Poor beastie.
Eddie. Another family member I've yet to meet. Ooh, a lot of blood for just one animal. Step right up.
Sir? What are you... Oh my! That's amazing! Does that not hurt?
No, a little trick I learned in India.
Sorry, did that scare you, Elsa? I didn't think... Huh.
Gets up, no sound.
And you are?
Edward Mallory. You may call me Edward III.
So this is Cousin Eddie. He seems
Welcome to my castle.
as terrible as the rest of them. My castle indeed.
The poor timed humor.
Pleased to meet you, Eddie. So, your parents would be my aunt and uncle Clara and Victor. Are they...
Dead. Dead as doornails, the pair of them.
Lovely. You've lived here all your life, so you would have met my father.
Only after he lost what marbles he had left. If it were up to me, I'd have locked him up in the loony bin a bit sooner.
Locked him up?
So what are you doing down here anyway?
There's a line between honesty and rudeness that Cousin Eddie doesn't seem to recognize. I was helping Miss Crannan.
Oh, why didn't you ask me?
Excuse me, sir. Sirs, I really have to go.
Oh, does he have a weird
Leaving
obsession?
so soon? Was it something I said?
Does he have a weird obsession with her?
They all tend to act like that in the presence of nobility.
You said something about a loony bin?
I did. Oh. Oh, you don't know.
Well?
Oh,
Well, never you mind. I have an animal to prepare.
I'm getting very tired of everyone in this house avoiding my questions.
The look in his eyes, the like dead. I'm really tired of this look was on point.
There's something you should know, sir. Something important. I overheard them talking, and
You're paid to work, not chat. Get to it, girl.
Sorry, Mr. McKinnon. Library after dinner.
At last. I might get some answers.
Okay. Maybe now we can leave and go to the chapel. Can I leave now? No? Oh, is the door over here? Maybe that's not how I get to the chapel. This is very slow burn. There's just a lot of space. I'm fine with the slow burn. It's just a lot of space to cover and not... I couldn't examine this last time.
It's labeled Mallory. Perhaps another client of Mr. Harrison. It's labeled Mallory.
Okay. Because now that the earring's been turned over, I bet I can talk to her again. And get something. I don't know. Okay, now I can talk to her again.
Lady Margaret?
Yes, David?
I saw an old photograph of a boy in the other room. Something tells me she wouldn't be happy if she knew I had it in my pocket.
Ah, that was taken in 1894. Young Johnny, your father.
You can remember the exact year.
It's a funny thing when you reach my age. You can remember dates from decades ago.
I mean,
But
it's...
not what you had for breakfast.
Maybe others can't.
Who, may I ask, were the others in the picture?
That would be your Aunt Clara and your late great-grandmother, the last true Countess of Scahandew House. And my dear Edward, of course.
You're obsessed with
I
that man.
noticed my father had a scar on his face. How did that happen?
Falling from a tree, perhaps? I can't recall. But your father was a clumsy child.
We don't stand
Can't
child
recall.
abuse.
But you remember the date the photograph was taken? I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Yes.
I'm getting nothing from these people. Ooh, big old copper sink. Oh, no, nobody's in here. Oh, maybe I can go out these doors. Yes! Thank you!
Finally, some fresh air.
Hey, that's the thing from the painting.
Master David.
You could tell it was me.
Your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Wow, that's rather incredible.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all.
Father had a similar toolbox. back when he still fixed things around the house. When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You canna go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No, not really.
If you dinna mind, this door will no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then.
I guess head up to the chapel. Just running into the distance. Can almost pretend that nothing weird was going on and my family wasn't crazy and gaslighting me right and left. And my grandmother didn't have a selective memory about my father's abuse as a child.
Nobody left to mourn the dead or care for their graves, it seems. I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here? If I could just... these vines are too thick. I need something to cut through these.
Do I need to go back to the fucking toolbox?
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
The graves. I would like to tidy them up. That way I can pay my respects properly.
Is that a fact? Why's that then?
They are my family. They deserve to be remembered.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will ye?
Okay, let's go. Oh, God. Let's run our happy ass back up there.
Better. Cecilia Shaw Nee Gordon. Aunt Cecilia. Now, let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model. Another part of the model. And it's stained with what seems to be old blood. Why did Father bury this when he was a child?
Oh, let's,
How could I have known that something was buried here? I don't remember Father ever telling me about this grave. Father must have buried the chapel piece here for a reason when he was a boy. But why? And whose blood is it stained with?
oof. I wonder if I can uncover some of the others. Go around. No, not that one. Wonder if I should just go up here now. Okay, this one I gotta press. If he was gonna meet me here, why was it bolted shut like that? Unless I'm just really impatient. Is my father's body just laying in there? Or maybe he meant to... There were no new grave sites outside.
The place is crumbling. Not the safest spot to pray.
Oh, a bridge. Oh,
Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord, 1413.
imagine being able to trace your family
Local
back that far.
legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial and enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time.
So, an old Pict priestess or someone, or the land cursed them.
'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is
Hadrian's
seldom
Wall.
told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory, powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust.
Oh, one more.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect, to the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life, lest my clan should suffer. I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
Oh,
Where is the cold coming from?
it's cold outside. Oh, are we? Can I get up here? It's not very precise. Go on. Can you go? Are you able to? Nope. Okay. Ah!
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
Am I about to start drowning? Shh.
All this looks like the bottom of a lake.
Are there bodies at the bottom of the lake? Touch.
What are you trying to show me?
Your grandfather killed people.
She's not holding a baby, but some heavy object to weigh herself down. There's a fresh wound across her stomach. The figure up there must be Edward.
So did he get some, like, another, like, a tavern girl pregnant and then cut her open? Or was he harvesting body parts? What was happening? He's obviously doing this. He was doing something really fucked up. Oh! David, you're gonna get yourself killed.
A note. I'm taking my baby with me to save it from this Rotten family.
Find my child.
Is this...
Are you all right?
Oh. I was like, ah!
Did you see her? She drowned.
20,000 miles in
Calm down, you're in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd.
For being a
That's
27...
what your father said to me.
Okay, I gotta say, for this being a 2017 game, the mouth movements are very, very, like, not it.
You knew my father. How?
I treated your father at the asylum. I'm Dr. Leah Faber.
The asylum?
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you're okay.
I've been there 16 hours and they're already gonna send me to the asylum. Being such a child.
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you? Your father was a madman. A complete and utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
Get the fuck out.
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was trying to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
No, hold on just a minute.
Oh no.
Jesus! Oh no!
Oh no, who's dead? Oh God! She was gonna tell him something.